Hi and welcome back to another video on the Budget Mini Clubman. Hope you like the colour, first things first. Yeah, I think it's going to look pretty cool when it's done, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the whole car in paint and obviously maybe the underside in paint in months to come. So I left you last time, all of that seam seal painted, all of this is sorted, that's had the cavity painted, and I've just begun to prep up my sill. So I've put a series of holes here, a series of holes along there for my plug welds. Ideally, get yourself a spot welder, but when you're first doing your cars and when you're collecting your tools, spot welders aren't cheap. It's something I've always wanted, but it's not feasible to buy. You know, they are very expensive, and this is just as good. It just takes a bit more time. So started to prep that up. I mentioned in the last video that I weld these jacking points up, so I've made myself a little template which I'm going to weld basically from the back. So I'll clean that up, that will be ready to go in. Once I've done that, I will scotch back all of the seal, obviously remove your sticker, never leave your stickers on because paper, use your head, paper and moisture, it causes a rust trap. So that also gets taken off. I will etch, prime, mask off here and paint this the body colour as well. Along here, where I'm going to plug weld, obviously I'll leave zinc primer because then we've got two mated surfaces that are painted in primer, and obviously it's a weld through primer. Merely doing this just to give the car a fighting chance. It's something that I've truly believe in now since doing my sidewalk. It's something the 89 builds obviously had, and it's a way I'll continue to do it until I notice any changes in how the metal's reacting or how the paint's sitting. I'm not going to change it because the sidewalk's testament to that. It's 4 years down the line and it's not even cracked out, it's not shown any surface rust, and that gets used. I do use that car, so I'm not one of those to not use it in the salt or the rain. It does go out. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to get this welded up and then we'll get it clamped back on the car and let's get the seal on. So once the seal's on, that will sort us out for this area. Next job's the rear quarter. So once the seal's on, I'll drop the car back down level. So I don't really want to cut the rear quarter out of the car on a bit of a slant. So yeah, drop the car level and we'll get on with the rear quarter after that. But let's crack on with this for now. Let's get a seal on and let's get one side of the floor completely done. Right, so you just saw that I got all this welded up. So I've ground it as near flat as you can. Obviously it's on the inside, so you're never going to see it again. On the other side, you can see it's welded up, and what I'll do is I'll just bit of seam sealer over that and we'll be sorted. If you saw the previous video, you've seen that I've done the exact same thing with my sidewalk. So it's worked really well. So I'm chuffed with that. So what I've done is I've gone through, I've cleaned back where I'm going to plug weld, I've cleaned back that edge, I've cleaned back that edge to get rid of this black paint. So what I'm going to do now is zinc prime the whole thing. I've gone over all of this and keyed it with a Scotch pad. So yeah, let's get some zinc primer on it. So there's the zinc primer applied. So what we do is I'll let that dry off now. And then what I'll do is I'll mask this line and that line with a 1-inch tape and then paint the centre of it bronze yellow. So in theory it shouldn't get hot enough to burn that paint away. I mean, you're never going to know because you're going to decide, but like I say, if you give it the inch tape and same on there, maybe give yourself a bit more on that flange. But for me it's worked, it's proven really well. So there's that not repair, it's a prevention, I like to call it. So I welded that up. We'll let that dry, it's going to take a while in this weather, and then we'll get some bronze yellow on it. Right, so a little top tip when it's cold outside is get your heat gun on. And you can speed up your paint drying process that way. Right, so would you look at that, some more colour. So it's a bit mad to think that you've got that sort of finish inside your seals, but obviously you saw me then before. I've masked up where I'm welding, so I'll peel all that back and you'll be left with the zinc primer. So yeah, I mean, I've been said it's too much, and I've been told it's not worth the time, but personally, through my own experience, it's definitely worth the time. So there we have it. So we'll let that dry and we'll peel back the tape, and then we'll get it back on the car and we'll get it welded on. Right, so like I mentioned, that's that now in paint. This time of year you got to wait a little bit. I've used the heat gun on it just to get it going, but you don't want to rush it, so I'm letting that dry. I'll prep up the car a little bit more, get the doorstep even more ready, make sure I've got the correct coverage and stuff, but I did all that in the last episode, the last session I'm in the garage, so the car's ready. So I'm literally waiting for paint to dry. So while we're waiting for paint to dry, shall we update the board and yeah, check the list of jobs we've got to do next and add up our hours. Right, so we're currently at 33 hours. So with the time I took prepping the inner sill and getting all that into giving you the colour reveal basically, I had another 2 hours to this, so we're on to 35 hours. So excuse my wobbly board, doing it one-handed. So we're up to 35 hours. From looking up here, we've got to remove outer seals, so I should have maybe put that into 2. So obviously we've already done one side and we're about to put the new seal on. So, but once I've taken the outer seal off the other side, we can tick that. Repair the door step on the other side. I'm putting a whole step in the other side, that one that Sam donated, so we'll be able to tick that. We've done the bulkhead. Front floors, obviously, will get done straight off that doorstep. And in any inner seal repairs that it needs. So hopefully in the next few weeks we can make a new list on the budget Mini Clubman. I know it's not the 89 build, but on the 89 build we have got to still crack on with a few things while we're saving for panels. So I'm going to get on with the shock mount and clean back the wings in the next few episodes. So if you're up for watching the 89 build as well, please look at that. Catch up if you haven't, and I'll update you with that when further things arise. So there we have it. It's the masking tape off. And we're ready to get that on the car now. Remember, the reason I've done that is so we've got the mated surface with the floor and that, where it's got zinc primer between them. Let's get welding. Right, so now that paint's dried, I've got the seal clamped back up into place, and yeah, let's get it welded on. So stupidly I should have maybe put a plug hole in the doorstep. No, I could have welded from the top, but it's no biggie. It just means welding from the underside. But the car's sort of on its side a little bit, so it shouldn't be too bad. So we're basically tack, spread the heat, and then get something on the floor, and eventually you start slowly removing your clamps. Then I'll clean back these edges here, and then I'll seam weld the ends, and be one solid part of the car. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, once that's done, we're on to the next stuff. So let's get the welder set up and let's get this on. Slowly getting through the pile of panels that have accumulated. So let's get it on. Right, so that's the welding done. You see the penetration I've got from my plug welds, so I'm really chuffed at that. So yeah, really happy with that. Right, so I'm sorry I didn't film too much of the welding. Had a slight issue with my welder. It basically it's almost like it was changing its settings. It's happened before and I think I know what it was, so I managed to sort it in the end and I cracked on and got the welding done. You've seen this good penetration I've got through the sills. It is good and solid, really chuffed with it. See the car's back down now on the floor. Basically the whole underside now of all my repairs has been primed. I've seam sealed my welds, tidied obviously up where the paint burnt through on the inside. Really chuffed with it. This whole area of the car just feels really decent now. So apart from final prep and paint, we're done here. Obviously A panel front end's going as well, but we're done in this section, so I'm really chuffed at that. Next will be the rear quarter panel. So yeah, onwards and upwards to try and work around this car. The plan is to do the inner waistband, the quarter panel, and then work my way around the back. I've got a valance which I do think the car needs. It doesn't need any boot repairs from what I've seen, apart from some service rust tidying up. And then hopefully the back end of the car will be pretty quick. We're around to the other side, the quarter of this side's done, and then it's literally sills and floors on that side. And then we've got to crack on and do things like the doors. I'm trying to leave the front end till last because I want to skin the doors with the existing A panels on, and then I'm going to put my new A panels on. So I've got a factory datum point, which is what my plan is. So I thank you guys for watching. I will leave you guys with a quick shot of what we've got on next, and yeah, onwards and upwards, let's crack on. Thank you for watching this episode. I do hope you like the colour, and yeah, I'm fired up to get this done. We've got a bit more work hopefully going on the 89 build soon. Like mentioned in previous episodes, we're waiting for some funds really. We can't afford to carry on with it at the moment, but it's in the pipeline, and I've got plenty of little jobs I can crack on with, so it's just getting around to doing those. So hopefully I'll have a few videos on that soon, but we'll show you this quarter and we're in the video there. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, you know, future notifications. Let's do this, let's get this done. Thanks for watching, catch you next one. Right, so coming next, quarter panel's gone, inner waist area's gone. That's not rust, all this is just all dust. You see it's got like a glue on it for some weird reason where it's had sound deadening, so obviously the whole panel's going to cut out anyway, so we don't care. Looking at this is pretty bad. All the way along there, it's gone. This was the section that got given to me with the car, so it's an off-cut from another car. And originally I was going to put this in the top anyway, and then I thought the amount of filler it needs, it's a bit rusty in there, but the main bit I do need to save me buying is this section. It's been already done over there. You can see where the join is, which obviously needs to sort out with some filler, but you can see where they've done this side, so I'm chuffed at that one's done. So we're going to pick the spot welds off this along there, and yeah, go from there. Also, if anyone fancies a steering wheel out the budget Mini Clubman, might be up for grab soon. Right, I'll leave that video there and we'll crack on with all this next.